And now, suspense.
Give it like 10 years, and eventually, my friend bought a 4K TV back in like 2014 or something like that. Back when he first said, 4K is the next big thing. That's when he bought it.
Mm-hmm.
But thankfully, he's now getting use out of it. 7-8 years later, because he's all like, "It's the future, man. I'm telling you, it's
the future."
We watched Zack Snyder's Justice League on it, and because I think his is like a 60-inch, and it's curved and all that stuff, and it looks gorgeous. It's like I give it credit. Like the TV itself is really good, and so I kind of get the appeal, but I don't want to spend $3,000 on TV.
I mean, I got a really good setup. I'm like, yes, I do have expensive shit that I've worked very hard for, but I'm not going to be all on Instagram or whatever, like, oh, look what I bought, that's just very weird to me. But my like way of thinking is, if I'm paying all this shit for this, it better look damn good. I don't want to have like any complaints.
Yeah, I'm looking into trying to get a new TV just because, it's like I need a better TV. The TV's like, it's a good size. It's just, like you said, it's just really old. And now there's also, I don't know if it happened in moving or something like that, but there's like a stain. It's like, it's not a crack, but it's like, it's behind the main screen. So I can't rub it out, but it's like a little screen. It's like in the very corner. It's like that long. It's like a little smear or something. So like the very top right hand corner, I can see something there. And it's just, I can't wash it off or rub it off or anything. I don't know what it is. I guess it happened when I moved a lot in the past like 5 years. So I guess it's just bumped it wrong. And now it's just a little weird.
Mm-hmm. I had posted that to my story like a few months ago. My little one, my 3-year-old, he threw a toy at my other son, missed, and hit my TV, and like it just like completely like cracked the side. I was like, no. But the one he did break, or still, I still really like that TV. It's a curve. It was a curved TV. Like I got it when when the curves first came out, because I love the curve, man. I feel like curve is underrated as fuck. I feel like they need to make more like TVs with the curve. Like they don't do it anymore, but because it's kind of like it was a very niche thing when it came out. It was very gimmicky, but I really dug it because I like the fact that it reminds me of a theater. The theaters, if you go up to them, they're curved. Not a lot of people have really looked under a theater. Like you look up and it's curved because you're trying to get that resolution. That's what I liked about it, is like no matter where in the room you're sitting, you get the same exact resolution with the curved TV.
That way you can, like, wherever you're sitting, it's like the same angle. I always figure that's why it's curved.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it, but they don't do it anymore. I used to, as a kid, I used to go to the theaters like all the fucking time. I used to go like at least like once or twice a week because I had no life and I had no friends.
No, same here. I did the same thing when I started getting money.
Yeah, I had tons of money.
Same thing.
Tons of money, no friends. So I'm like, I'll just go to the movies, I guess. That's kind of sad, but I'm like calling myself out. It's kind of sad that the reason why I started getting into movies and collecting movies and buying movies was because I had like no friends. So that's all I would do, just buy movies.
I would do the same thing when I got my first job in like 2011. Same thing. I didn't really have many bills, so I would do the same thing where I would just like, I would ask my friends, "Hey, you want to go see this new movie?" And they say no. I'm like, okay. Then I would just go by myself, just because like, well, I want to see it. Like tomorrow, I'm seeing Black Adam by myself.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah. We'll need to talk about that one.
Yeah. I've been reading some like Rotten Tomato reviews. It's kind of funny, but I love going to movies by myself sometimes because I don't know, like I like being alone, I guess. So I mean, it doesn't really bother me. And plus, like, with a lot of my friends, a lot of them are very, of course, when you see a movie with somebody, you got to talk about it. And a lot of my friends are very chatty. And so after we see the movie, we're there in the parking lot for like 2 hours still talking about the movie. Or we'll go down the street to like to get some food and sit there and talk for another hour or two about it. And it's like, I don't mind doing that. It's just that between, my job and, I work overnight, so my whole schedule's fucked. So between my job and trying to make YouTube videos and also trying to, maintain going to the gym and all this. We're trying to like keep my schedule in check. I don't really have much time to spend much time outside of doing like stuff I already have scheduled. So it's like whenever I see a movie, I got to think, okay, now what do I think about it? Let me work on a rough script real quick. Okay, I'm going to record tomorrow. Then I'll work on the video the day after that. It's like if I spend 3 hours hanging out with my friend until like, 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm kind of like, man, I'm getting old now. I'm almost 30. I got to go to bed.
For real, man. Like also the other reason why I used to go to the movies by myself a lot was because, the friends that I did have, they didn't really watch movies like I did. So when we did go watch movies, they wanted to watch action movies or the typical shit that, like, no offense to anybody that like only likes dumb action movies or horror movies and stuff like that. Like I wanted to watch those things, but I also wanted to watch more intellectual things. I wanted to watch like, like artsy films or like period pieces. They don't want to watch like they don't want to watch that kind of stuff. So I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll just go by myself. And that's another reason why I started doing videos on YouTube, so I can connect to people that did have the same kind of interest in movies that I did. Because in my area, bro, like I don't live in the ghetto anymore. I'm in a really nice neighborhood now. But like even here, like I just live around a lot of old people. I'm like one of the youngest people in my neighborhood. Like I just live with a bunch of old white people and stuff. So which is fine for me. I moved up a long way from where I came, so I'm okay with that. But and even at work, yeah, and even at work, like I'm not. I work with a lot of young people, and I'm pretty young myself, but like I work with like young people. I work with a lot of teenagers. So, oh, have you seen this movie? And they're like, I don't know what that is. And I'm like, all right, whatever.
I've never heard of it. Sorry. That's actually same thing. Growing up, I live in the ghetto. I moved around a lot. I wouldn't call it a ghetto. I lived in trashy trailer parks, unsavory part of towns, stuff like that. So I kind of get that, where you're kind of like, there's no one you can really connect with.
Yeah.
And so it's like, because I'll be like, especially for a brief time, we lived in a trailer park. Well, one of the brief times, it's like my neighbors, you know what they like to do? They take their ATVs, go in the woods, and just do random dumb shit, and here I am, like 12 or 13. I'm just kind of like, oh, you guys want to come in and watch a movie? It's like, no, not really. And so I'll just watch it with my siblings. So that's good. That's why most of my siblings all love horror movies. Just we got into it really young, and so me and my sisters and some of my brothers, we would just watch them all the time and just watch movies. That's why we love movies so much. But a lot of areas we moved to, the only thing you could do in a lot of those areas was just hang out and just get in trouble. That's like, I did that a little bit, of course, but it's like not to the same extent as like all my friends did. Once I had like 16 or 17 and started working, it's like when I kind of stopped hanging out with them, unfortunately. But that's life. You move on.
If I wasn't watching movies or skating or playing Yu-Gi-Oh, I'd be out getting in trouble with like all my other friends. So I'm glad I was that like nerdy kid who just stayed inside, because it just kept me out of like getting into trouble, going to jail or something like that.